So we are good to go whenever you are ready.
I'm always ready.
Always?
Always, unfortunately. You never know when shit's gonna hit the fan. That's just life in general.
I hear ya.
Waiting for that big super pile of shit to break your fan. Then you gotta go to Walmart and buy another one, and that was made in China and it has coil wine.
That's pretty accurate, dude. All right, ready for the first question.
It has to be Ziltex, last I remember.
It is, and we'll just power down through the entire list. All right, this one is from Ziltex. Do you want a sausage?
We already know the answer to that one, D-Girl. I won't even dignify him with an answer. That's my rebuttal.
Fair enough. Here we go. Next one is from Salty. Will you join Voice?
Oh, remember we joined Voice that day he wrote that?
We did. Absolutely. All right, next question is from Monochrome. Can you talk more about your life or something, or about yourself?
Oh, that's why I've got like the podcast channel. That's where I go and I start screaming and raging. And then after I finish, I have a good cry on the floor as the dog shits or pisses on the carpet. I feel it's more therapeutic than my therapist, who, as I've told you before, every time I'm close to a breakthrough, maybe this is the thing that changes my life. And then she goes, I'm sorry. That's all the time we have for today. I'll see you next week. And like, it's the walk of shame. I've heard about it for skanky girls in college that bone some dude and then they have the walk of shame where they're missing a shoe and their skirt's all hiked up and messed up and their makeup's a mess. That's the same way I feel. I like walk out of there, but I'm like looking at her over my shoulder like a sad puppy. Like, wait a minute, I was close to being human. And she doesn't even give me eye contact at that point. She's just probably like already counting the money. Like, all right, that's done and dusted. Next up is the man who wants to crawl back into his mother's womb. Are you still here, Chaz?
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to get through this without losing it 1,000 times.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. All right, your next question is from Pixel. Is DSP related to math?
Yes. DSP is the root of human anatomy. I currently believe that the square root of existence as a whole is Dark Side Phil. Phil Burnell, he's like every great sin. Not slut, that's not one. That's the sin I like in a woman. I'm sorry. I've been on the dating websites again, looking up sluts. That's my keyword. I apologize. It was gluttony, that's Phil. Greed, that's Phil. No, what other YouTuber could sit there and do a State of the Union address and beg for money from children? It takes a skill. What other sins are there? Gluttony, not slut. I keep thinking about that. Gluttony. What is it, Chuchi? Go get it. What are the 7 deadly sins, D-Girl? I don't remember.
Let's see. They are... I don't know. I have to Google this shit. So we have greed.
Fuck it. We'll worry about it when I die and go to heaven and they tell me the sins then.
That's right. We have Clanky. Okay, so we have greed. What else, Clanks?
I was going to say mutiny for some reason.
We can pretend. We'll let him Google that one.
Yeah, I watched Full Metal Alchemist. I should know these because all the homunculi are like the 7 deadly sins. Greed, wrath,
lust,
yeah, that's one.
Gluttony, sloth, envy, and pride.
Oh, there we go. All of those are Dark Side Phil. He's perfect. He's the greatest human being.
Where does the pride part come into?
Oh, come on. Every 5 seconds, Phil is just like, that was an unearned combo. He shouldn't have gotten me in that.
Fires me when I'm on the ground and gives him a free combo he didn't earn. Completely unearned. Completely unearned. I'm going to lose a character. Yep. Huh? Oh my god! I couldn't block! He just mashed. Immediately he mashed the button. I couldn't block.
I have a 10-year legacy on YouTube, dude.
All right, what about envy?
Oh, come on. He envies everybody. He envies PewDiePie, Markiplier, Maximilian Dude. Who else is there? He screamed about Justin Bieber a week ago. And don't get me wrong. I suffer from the same problems of screaming about other motherfuckers. But the difference is I have some semblance of talent. I can prove it. And still, I'm nothing. I'm here with Ziltex constantly trolling the shit out of me. The only time he doesn't troll me is when he has those human moments. It's like, oh, dude, I wish I could get that car. I'm like, I know. The bus is a hard hard thing for a man to pick up chicks with.
Well, you're also not rubbing one off on stream.
Yeah, because of DSP, I'm afraid of rubbing one off now. Like, I finish the stream, and let's say it's like 3 or 4 hours later. Then I start sifting the internet like a porn treasure troll. I'm so worried about ending up like DSP. Before I watch the porn, I reboot my computer to make sure the program isn't running.
That's amazing.
Even though I know I turned it off, I like triple check. I go to Twitch. It isn't on, is it? Okay. All right. What about now? What about now? I can't let anyone know about the Japanese porn I was watching. And let me tell you, it was horrible. In the sense of like, it was really bad. Like, for some reason, I know you didn't sign up for this, but I was watching this portal where for some reason this wife's husband's cheating on her. And then her husband turns out to be a scientist. Of course, the guy's unattractive, and somehow he's like getting these attractive women. I don't know, Japanese porn. And she confronts him. I know. It's real hard to figure this shit out considering I don't speak Japanese. And he spills some magic goo on her that turns her into a lesbian giant. So now, like, you know those old Godzilla movies where Godzilla's going through the town, destroying shit, and it's obviously a cardboard city? I'm watching her, like, rubbing herself on, like, skyscrapers and shit. And at this point, you're not even jerking off to it. You're now watching it because you want to see where the story goes. Because it's just so retarded. What could they think of next? I thought about using the clip in a YouTube video, but then I thought I'd get in trouble.
That's amazing. And there you go, Pixel. DSP is related to math. Gundam has spoke with that
and
one.
And Japanese pornography somehow.
Yes. All right. Next question is from Very Stupid. I got a question. Can you join in chat even though you are banned from your own server?
Oh, that's when I was talking about Zill wanting to mod so he could ban me from the server.
All right. Post Alone says, what breed of dog is your puppy? And I know the answer is bastard, but be real with me.
I like that. It reminds me of that Steve Martin movie, The Jerk, which often I feel like there's a lot of parallels between my life and The Jerk.
I can see that.
You know, growing up in a mixed family, some of them were black and I had no rhythm, so I was a lot like Steve Martin trying to learn how to dance. And now I bring it all back together with the whole dog, because there was that one scene where Steve Martin's with the dog.
Well, what is it, boy? Are you lost? Do you want to play? Is it trouble? Trouble? Is it an accident? A drowning? A fire? Fire?
And he's like, oh my God, everybody, the place is on fire. The dog says the house is on fire. So the whole hotel clears out and Steve Martin's telling the dog, you're so smart, we're going to call you hero. And it turns out there's nothing wrong. And this Asian guy walks up to him and goes,
Hey, mister, don't call that dog lifesaver.
No.
Call him shithead.
Good.
That's what reminds me of his question. Chuchi is a breed of stupid. It's an American Eskimo. Now, here's the funny thing. My therapist looked up the dog and gave me all this information on it in like 5 seconds. She's like, it's a great dog. It's meant for people that are, that know how to breed dogs and know how to train dogs. It's a show animal. It's very smart. If you know what the fuck you're doing, you can get this dog to do like somersaults. And then it goes on, but if you have never owned a dog before and you're a cat person, this is not the dog for you. So I'm sitting there in therapy while Chuchi's ripping up the therapist's pillow. I'm sure that was on my bill. And I'm like, wow, that's not what Paz told me. And the therapist goes, well, what did Paz tell you? And then I go, Paz said that it was a very easy dog to train and it was good for first-time dog owners.
Oh, dear. All right, Chino says, Gundam, how are babies made?
Oh, well, let's see. That's a simple one. When you're growing up, everybody goes, or your adult tells you, when a man and woman really love each other, and they decide to consummate that love. In reality, when a man and woman are dating, and for some reason somebody doesn't want to use condoms, sometimes something goes wrong, and we have little mistakes that I like to call a disease, KIDS. It kills countless relationships and the fun of many adults in America today.
Okay, well answered. Next, we have Monochrome. He says, Gundam, what do you think about the Fortnite hype train?
You know what's weird? When Fortnite, you had to pay for it, nobody gave a shit about it. It was literally me and Mark playing Fortnite. And he was like, well, it's going to get more popular later. I'm like, really? What are they going to do with it? And he's like, I don't know. They don't even know what they're going to do with it. Then we stopped playing it. PUBG came out. PUBG obviously got big. The creators of Fortnite were like, hey, this works. Copy it. And now it's a hype train because it's free to play. So the fuck did you do? Every popular streamer is playing it. Honestly, I feel like it's more infuriating to play than fucking PUBG. And that is a feat. Personally, I don't really get it. I did like the base building for a little bit, but it's a very repetitive game. Maybe the Battle Royale mode is better, but I don't care to play it again.
I can't stand the game myself. Oh, shit.
Choo-choo, we're not going to play Fortnite. Don't worry.
Fake 585 says, Gundam, will you ever do a community event thing? Because that would be fun.
What are you going to get, Choo-choo? What is it? Is the house on fire? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'll let the flames take me. What did he say again? We'll never do a community event.
He said,
I don't know. Maybe. Thought never crossed my mind. Right now, I'm always just sort of strapped for time. I think that's what, like, a lot of people kind of don't get. Like, when I say, like, I don't have any time, I'm not trying to be an asshole to you. I literally don't have the time. Hold on. See, here's my little ball of sunshine making noise now. Give me that, you dopey dog. This is one of the things I spend my time on, trying to keep up with making videos, personal life issues. So usually it's like, hell, I don't even play video games with you guys anymore.
That's pretty accurate.
Like, I find like a few free minutes, and as soon as I do, my phone goes off.
Or the dog eats some of your cords.
Ah, yes. She loves to turn off the power at the wrong time.
Or run away with your headset. All right, Tank
one.
the Tank says, what do you think of the Rainbow Six Siege strategic pricing of editions?
Didn't that,
The starter,
go down in flames recently?
not 100% sure, but he said the starter edition costs 50% less, but will cost you at least 80% more time to unlock content in-game. It's absolute cruelness to the new player.
Jesus Christ. I know they, like, added a price, like, they upped the price of the starter pack, and everybody lost their minds, and then Ubisoft immediately backtracked, and that was as far as I got. And Zill was saying something about how it would probably be better if he just bought the game again, even though he already owns it, but that would unlock all the characters. Or some shit.
Yeah, he did say something like that, and I think he's right in that.
That's kind of fucked, honestly. But it's Ubisoft. Honest to God, I don't know what does anybody expect from them. I sit on my Twitter, and all the time I see these people putting up these fucking shillish tweets. Oh, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Origins for the 5th time. It's the best game of the year. Best game I ever played. And then, you know, Ubisoft retweets it and shows off these people's profiles or Twitch streams. And I'm just like, how much is your soul worth? Ubisoft is just so mediocre, it's painful. And just because they made one game turnaround, Siege, everybody just keeps giving them more shots now again. Well, you remember Siege, you know, they really brought around Siege. One fucking game. Good God. It's like your uncle who's a drug addict or something. Always fucking up in the family, but he remembered Christmas that one time and got you something you wanted. And now you're like, Charlie ain't bad. Remember that one Christmas 20 fucking years ago when he didn't fuck up? Just my small and angry opinion. Get out of here, Choochie.
There you go. So, Tank, I'm pretty sure he doesn't give a shit.
Now, I'll look into it later, and I'll probably be disgusted by Ubisoft. It's just a dick move, per as usual.
Aqualung writes, hey Gundam, are you planning on doing collabs with any other channels in the future?
I know people have asked me. Fuck it, who cares? I got a New York accent. If people can't dig it, they can eat me. I have had smaller channels hit me up about that, but the problem is finding time. And sometimes people have ideas that I'm not quite sure how to make work with my personality. Wait, didn't I do a collaboration recently? I did one for Tanga, actually. Like 720, supposedly, this is a funny thing. He says he's done with the Church of Xbox.
Oh,
So he's supposed to be like, he's supposed to be a voice of reason now.
a voice of reason.
Somewhat for him, you know. So that's why I like him. I watch him, and then like Xbox does something he doesn't like, then he flips his shit, and I sit there and giggle like a fucking schoolgirl. But the joke's on me. This son of a bitch is sitting there screaming about Phil Spencer and the Xbox, and he's getting $10 a tip every like 3 minutes. I mean, this motherfucker's making bank. I'm sitting here eating some bad food that's rotting, and this son of a bitch just made $100. Now I think about it. Get out of here, Choochie. Will you quit chewing this? Why are you doing this?
Because you're recording.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was sitting in silence playing, what was it? Simon and Garfunkel. Hello, darkness, my old friend. The dog didn't move. You'd think the dog was dead.
High five, Chooch. Avalanche Moose. Mouse. Mouse? Yes, Mouse. Avalanche Mouse writes, Hey, Gundam. What's your take on Nintendo's future in the midst of all the industry-level drama surrounding loot boxes and very, very shitty treatment towards hired staff in the companies?
It's fucking Japan. They always do that. Sony has like a way of firing people that's crazy. If Sony gets tired of a worker in the Sony PlayStation division, they put you in an office by yourself. There's no one else there. There's a desk and a chair. No papers, no nothing, no phone, no computer. No, you get nothing. It's like you're locked away in a closet. And they leave you there till you quit. So that way they don't have to pay like, workers' comp or whatever the fuck. As far as Nintendo goes, I wouldn't be surprised if they did something very similar. Nintendo's going to be fine for a while. They got a ton of characters. They've been riding nostalgia for the past 20 years, and nothing's really going to stop them short of, like, them putting out a really, really bad console again, which I don't see happening. Somehow they managed to keep their finger on the pulse of weird little tchotchkes and odd... What are you doing, dog? Why? I apologize. My thought can't manifest if someone is chewing my leg. Point being, Nintendo will be fine. Nothing's going to stop them for a while. I apologize. I blame the dog.
Corvo Octodad says, Hey Gundam, when does ADHD become AD4K?
D-Girl, you're going to have to help me with that one.
I'm not sure I understand what the AD4K is.
It must be like some new meme that is totally out of our lexicon. Is it ADHD in 4K? Is it possible to upgrade my ADHD to AD4K? Shitty act science. AD4000, AD4K can only be achieved if you can count up to 4,000 without taking a break. And since you have ADHD, well, that's just impossible. Technology will come someday. Just another 1983 years to go till 4K AD.
Okay, I'm hearing two different things. One is talking about HD TV going to 4K, and one is saying he's taking the piss, saying it's the HD part of ADHD turning the HD into 4K.
Could that be like some sort of veiled criticism towards the console gamers that are insanely misguided by the marketing machine and hype train of, the Xbox One X?
Maybe this should be a question for Zill.
Yeah, that probably would fit Zill's bill.
It might. Big Savage Wolf. Gundam, where can I donate to the Beat the Shit Out of Phil Foundation?
See, Big Savage Wolf obviously was watching the live stream podcast with me and Frutanga, where I then instigated Frutanga into challenging Phil into a fight. And
that's amazing.
People were sending money to us. I said, you keep sending donations, we can afford to get this fight off the ground. Because you need to rent Phil for $800 just to do a podcast. So I figure if we get $800, we could probably get him in the ring.
Holy fuck, is that what he's charging?
That's what he tried to charge. Nobody's paying him that.
Holy shit. Blue Psycho says, Gundam, do you eat ass?
You know what? If the chick is hot enough and, she just came out of the shower and you're, insane with passions and desires and a little bit of 8-ball cocaine, why the hell not? I say it's Christmas.
I'm hearing amens in the background here.
I am a sexual maven. Tell all your female friends.
Send them Gundam's way.
Exactly. Let them know that I'm a meteor on the rise.
Nice. Zanny says, I need a hero. When will Spidey Ham return?
Spidey Ham. I know not of this Spidey Ham, other than he was an amazing individual that tried to inspire the children. what happened to him, legends say he moved to another country, and his nickname is Juan Gigante, which I believe translates roughly to English as the handsome giant, although he is around 5'10". Maybe everybody else is really short in Guatemala.
Rick Hasselhoff says, best meme.
Oh, well, obviously it's Rick Hasselhoff's name. Best meme. What could be the best meme? Who the hell knows? Do you? Because I don't.
I have no idea. I guess it depends on who you ask. Just
Right,
whatever
then.
you do, don't ask Sil.
Exactly. Then I'll just shamelessly plug myself. The best meme is when I tried to hang myself. The hell's
That was
thing called?
Bad Dad, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was fabulous.
That sums up how I feel about life.
Pixel asks if he is your greatest disciple.
I wonder
He
who
or
is
she. I shouldn't assume gender here.
We're going to assume gender. I'm 100% sure that at least 97% of my following is men.
All right.
Are men, I should say. And, is Pixel my greatest disciple? I guess so. Why not? I mean, I can't say anyone else has come up and said, am I your disciple? I definitely know who Judas Iscariot is, but I don't know who the disciples are. So we'll make Pixel the first one.
There you have it, Pixel. All right, we have Street Fighter 88. How did you get into YouTube? Maybe a video podcast on this subject in the future?
That's a possibility, though it would be very sad. I can explain that. It's a tale of woe. If Edgar Allan Poe was alive or Charles Dickens, both of them would cry for me, Argentina. We all goofed around. We all played video games together since, 2013, I'd say. So it's been a long-ass time. And
Yeah.
I just made the YouTube channel as a goof originally, in 2015, late 2015. And we occasionally put up some of our goofy little videos, Arma, so on and so forth, but didn't really try to do anything because I spent all my time. And I was working on music all the time. I was coincidentally using the same studio as Kanye West to record my LP or demo or whatever. And it seemed like a lot of things were going to pop off. I guess I could say this because who gives a shit anymore? Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters was involved. Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Robbie Krieger from the Doors. Some other motherfucker I don't even remember. Buttman, for those of you who actually know porn directors, was kind of in the mix. It seemed like a lot of things were popping off in LA. And I kept telling my band we need to make moves. We got to start playing New York. Or we got to go to LA right now and play the Rainbow Room or something like that. And everybody's like, oh, well, we'll move to LA. You make it happen. And it's like, I can't do everything alone. As much as I run around saying I am a god among men, I'm more or less a demigod. My powers are limited. So a lot of people dragged their feet. And things just kind of went south. All of a sudden, the heat went down. My manager was hired and fired the same day. Or I should say, she took the job then quit pretty quickly. But she can go fuck herself because the rap group she was trying to get me to talk with was garbage. America's Got Talent also gave me the boner. I wonder if I could talk about that because I did sign a lot of contracts. I'll say this about it. America's Got Talent sucks. And the people they're looking for 9 times out of 10 are goofballs that they want to make fun of. Like people that get on the show and make a joke out of you. Everyone they want to actually be on the TV show, they contact prior. If they want you on the TV show, you don't even have to do auditions and shit. A little something for everybody else out there, quite possibly. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but you know what? Hopefully they won't find me. How the fuck will they? Right? So
I hear ya.
that's that. An angry rant. Oh, now I remember it was about YouTube. So that all went south. I got really depressed. Got on Prozac. I went from being probably 10% body fat to 20% body fat. So for me, that is atrocious. You go from being uber ripped to being slightly fluffy. And for a man as vain as I am, slightly fluffy is a death sentence. And I started making YouTube videos to sort of combat the depression, the misery, the failure of the band. The band's still going on, but it's kind of like people want me to make something happen. And my soul is fucking depleted. It's like, if you want me to do something, have a plan, I'll show up and help you. I want to be like the Avengers. Notice how Tony Stark, a.k.a. motherfucker Robert Downey Jr., don't have to put on the Iron Man suit unless it's Avengers movie. That's what I want to be right now.
I hear ya. So it seems everybody wants you to do things, but they don't want to do the work. They want you to do all the work.
Like, I have to spearhead the entire project, and I don't have the energy anymore. Like, I'm not, in my early 20s or a teenager. I'm not, full of life even though life is bullshit, you still have this sort of weird thing in the back of your mind where it's like, I can make it happen. I hope I die right after I play these hits. You know, now it's kind of like, fuck it, I don't give a shit if I live or die, motherfucker. Do what you want to me. I'm untouchable.
All right, Rainan's asked, what's your favorite video game?
Shit, that's a good one. What was my favorite? It's kind of hard. I loved Shenmue, even though a lot of people now say Shenmue's boring, and the reason why they're saying it now is because most of these motherfuckers weren't alive when Shenmue dropped. It was game-changing. It's like Led Zeppelin, dude. Like, when Led Zeppelin was still relevant, when they dropped an album, everybody's mind was blown. Now, people are like, Led Zeppelin, they're all right, you know, they're great. But it's like, you don't get it. You weren't there. I was around when Godsmack's new album came out. It didn't have the same fucking impact as Led Zeppelin 4. They didn't even have to put any words on the album. It was just like some weird children. It's a guy with sticks on his back, and you're like, fucking Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. Oh my God. You know, there's one song that I heard in my life that I knew it was like, as soon as you hear it start playing, I knew it was Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven. Never heard Stairway to Heaven before, but as soon as I started hearing it play, like, that's Stairway to Heaven, that's Led Zeppelin. What the fuck's my point again? I forgot, D-Girl.
That's all right. What's your favorite video game?
Fuck, we'll just go with like Shenmue, maybe Metal Gear Solid. That's about it. I can't remember anything that really stands out. The Witcher 3 was great, but I can't say that I have a favorite in anything.
Gotcha. Rainan's also asked, do you have a side job?
Oh, fuck.
Apart from YouTube.
YouTube is not a job. If YouTube was my job, I'd be dead from starvation. I would be hanging out with Zill eating those goddamn decrepit logs he calls a sausage. I go to Asian restaurant and just pull food out of the dumpster, dude.
Very Stupid asks, when will we have another Discord chat? He knows you're busy, but he's just curious.
Fuck, I don't know. Like, I was going to hop in Discord chat because you suggested it. Then we got sidetracked with something, but I can't remember what.
Yeah, I don't remember either. All right, I'm going to butcher this name.
I butcher names all the time.
All right, Chekolutania?
Better than I would have said.
Chekolutania?
If
Something
it was
like
me,
that.
I would have said C-Zek Lutania.
You've mentioned a distrust of capitalism before in videos. Would you care to elaborate? You don't strike me as a socialist.
I have a distrust in the government, period. Right now, the American government has been, man, this has been going on probably since or before J.P. Morgan. It's always been the haves and the have-nots. Even if you look at the Bush family, which weirdly enough made a lot of money with oil, they were also involved with the Nazis. George Prescott Bush was like a banker or something for the Nazi party. There is some sort of underlining, hierarchy, let's say an oligarchy is a better term, that is in the country, and it's been a part of the country since the inception almost. At this point, capitalism, I don't really have a problem with capitalism per se. I have a problem with the capitalist who have done nothing but abuse the system for their own benefit. They change laws and regulations. I mean, if you think about it, marijuana should be legal, honest to God. Out of everything that is legal, like cigarettes can fucking kill you. They can kill you if you become addicted to them. My grandfather, I guess God rest his soul, he was an alright guy, loved Marlboro Reds. He was the Marlboro man. And I'll give him this, even though the fucker was laying in bed dying of cancer looking like a skeleton with skin on, he fired up that Marlboro baby. But if he was smoking pot, he probably would have been a more mellow dude and still be alive today. But the lobbyists for cigarette companies had the power to continuously make sure that lawmakers do not let pot become a thing. Because instantly, pot would be the better choice. Who the fuck would want to smoke cigarettes anymore when you can get high and be fine? Also, from what I understand, supposedly hemp seeds have a higher potential for being used as a fuel for cars. More efficient, more eco-friendly. The research is there if you care to Google it. But why in the name of God would the oil tycoons let that happen? Once again, lobbyist money. Keep the shit down. We could look at the gun laws, as I don't have any problems with guns whatsoever, and personally I feel you should be able to buy whatever the fuck you want without all of this legislation and litigation wrapped up in it. Anyway, slice it though. the NRA has the power to lobby to make sure that their interests will remain fine. And now all the politicians are going after video games for school shootings. It makes no sense. And if we look at all the shit that's going on, the fact that, companies can be now labeled as, what is it? They have the same rights as an individual citizen? What type of shit is that? How does a company have the same rights? Why would that law pass? It makes no sense. Everything is just so corrupt and twisted, and we're at the bottom. And the sad fact of the matter is, the people who defend capitalism are broke. Is the average guy going, hey, what are you, a fucking socialist? You a fucking communist? And I say back to them, like, are you fucking stupid? Capitalism isn't working for you. You're poor. You live paycheck to paycheck. Are you still thinking you're going to come up with something that's going to make you a fucking multi-billionaire in a week because it's the American dream? As George Carlin once said, it's the American dream because you have to be asleep to fucking believe it. And I really don't want to pontificate on this for the next 40 minutes because there's tons of other questions and D-Girl has a life, unlike me.
All right, Zanny says, do you still eat expired loser food like you did back in the dark days?
Loser's Lunch was a video series I coined way back in a past life that was less shitty than this one. No, it was shitty. Yes, I still have Loser's Lunch. The difference is I just haven't made videos about it. I probably should, though. Because the Loser's Lunches I've had recently are legendary.
Yes, they are. They're pretty amazing, actually.
I suffer from food poisoning on a bi-weekly basis now.
Like 3 fucking times in a row.
That was a real fuck. That's how I knew the New Year sucked. Because, I was getting a New Year's meal for my family, which was, seafood and stuff. I was getting lobster and everything. I'm like, this is amazing. And then I had food poisoning. A few weeks later in January, the woman I'm seeing decides it's over. I'm like, okay. Then I eat, some free chicken. And I should have known something was wrong because the chicken was free, but I was hungry. And then I got the most legendary diarrhea food poisoning I've ever had in my life. To the point where it was like, I went to the doctors and they're like, my God, he looks malnourished and dehydrated. Back that
Fuck.
I couldn't do anything but lay in bed because at any moment I could shit my pants. So that's why I was really out of the game because I didn't feel like playing anything with Zell and then yet start screaming and then shit my pants. I'd never hear the end of it. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not playing any video games with these assholes. Where are you, faggot? You don't need to know where I am. Just know that I'm okay. Then,
I was just asked the question of, did you do a good impression of a faucet?
Oh, yeah, fuck a faucet. I was like a fire hydrant that was broken open by a drunk white girl who was Snapchatting while driving, okay? Forget a faucet. It was spraying out of my ass like a super soaker. It made no sense. And God help me if I fell asleep for more than 5 minutes, I'd shit myself. It was horrible. I had to change the bed sheets a couple times.
I'm dying at the super soaker. Can you fucking imagine?
I can because I lived it.
Filled with your ass.
Exactly. It was just beating the shit out of the porcelain in my toilet. I'll recreate the sound later by getting a bucket and filling it with water, and then I'll record it with my phone and send it to you. And I'll pour the bucket of water in the toilet, and I'll just start screaming.
Oh, fuck. David of Breath. If someone were trying to cut down on hookers and blow expenses that are taking funds from game development, how would you suggest increasing revenue to make the hookers and blows still a thing that we can do? He's asking for a friend at EA, who definitely isn't him, by the way.
Yeah, I doubt that. And here's why. Is transfer yourself over to the FIFA department. You'll be fine. They make $800 million a year doing practically fuck all. They change the roster slightly and update there's an extra blade of grass. And all those Europeans just go mad for this shit. And the European hookers and escort girls will do even dirtier stuff than the American women. I've seen the porn. Zill can attest to it. Czech girls are the way to go.
All right. Zannies asks, how many boners have you lost because of Asian porn?
Okay. How many boners have you lost because of Asian porn? That's a good question. I've probably lost enough that where I was also mentally disturbed afterwards. Because sometimes the Asian porn tricks you. You think it's like this hot lesbian scene. And you're like, oh my God, these are some great actresses. You'd almost believe they were lesbians. Unlike the American ones that are just like, oh yeah, it's so good. And it's just like, oh, God, this is so fake. You could see her probably counting the money in her head like, I'm going to buy me some new Jimmy Choos. But anyway, the fucked up thing is sometimes since you don't speak Japanese, it's all squiggles. So you got to like try like hell to figure out what's going on from the box art. And then you watch it. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, someone just gets shit on. Like out of nowhere, a butt appears from the corner of the screen and someone gets shit on. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? This cannot be real. And then your morbid curiosity gets involved. Like, this isn't real. That's got to be like ice cream she shoved up her ass or something. This cannot be real. Then the other part of your brain goes, is it safe to shove ice cream up your ass? You're like, I got to Google this later, but in private browsing, so nobody like checks my history.
So many is the answer, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. I could go on forever as to how it scarred me, but we'll just skip it.
Sounds good. Best Weeb says, who's your waifu? This is important.
Who the hell's that? I don't have one. My waifu is my dreams that have long since died, and I mourn her passing on a regular basis.
Corvo Octodad, did you ever find the guy from Xbox Live who had sex with your mom?
I figured he had enough punishment.
Sexto says, what if mom not gay?
Fuck if I know or care.
Foxtrot says, how long have you been riding and what motorcycle do you own?
Fuck, I've probably been riding legally since 2010. Yeah, I'd say about 2010. And my first motorcycle that was full out, all out mine, wasn't something gifted to me that was a piece of shit, was a 2009 Yamaha R6 straight out of the dealership in 2010. I still got that bike in pretty good condition. The funny thing is I've known a lot of guys that also started out in 600s, and a couple of them are dead now.
Ouch.
Microphone muted.
Sextoast asks, now this one's pretty important. Would you let someone give you a rim job, and if so, who?
I have had offers to get a rim job from women, but I've always felt that rim jobs weren't for men out of prison or gay men. I don't know. Like, if you want to get a rim job, that's fine. But for me, it just feels like it's something not for a straight man. Because I worry, what if you get your ass licked and then all of a sudden, you know, you hear like the Queer Eye from the Straight Guy theme start playing in the background? Oh, things just keep getting better. And you're just like, no, Becky, this isn't right. I have been fighting this for years. Like, who knows? Just a thought I've had. It's probably twisted, maybe even homophobic to some people.
That's all right. Cpin wants to know, would you rather full-time YouTube and not have a wife, or totally abandon YouTube and have a wife?
That depends on the fucking wife. That's a loaded question. You could not do YouTube and have a wife, and she could be a complete and utter pain in your fucking ass, just sucking the life out of you every day. And you think to yourself, if only I could go on YouTube and complain and someone would listen and hear my cries for help.
Wait, isn't that what's happening?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Zill still wants to know what color it is.
Is he still going on about the color of my dick or something? He can go fuck himself.
He's still going on.
Fucking asks about the color of somebody's dick. Him and Sven. What the fuck? Like, that's... What type of joke is that? I know it's gonna be funny, dude. Let's ask him a gay-ass question. Let me know what color your dick is. Can I have a picture? Like, what the fuck? What is this? This is new version of trolling. Before, when I was young, trolling was like putting icy hot down your friend's fucking pants on his asshole. Not rubbing it between his cheeks. It's just he was drunk and passed out. You pull down his pants. You shoot some icy hot on his ass. You pull up his pants, leave him for fucking dead. That was trolling in my day. Trolling was getting your friend drunk and then locking him in a room with a skanky, ugly chick and listening to him scream for help. That was good old-fashioned fun. Not this. Asking about other men's dicks.
He just won't drop it, man.
To get back to C-Pin, if I had some hot wife that I was madly in love with, I'd have no problem leaving YouTube. YouTube isn't doing anything for me. I can understand, like, if I was a guy with 1 million subscribers or something and had some crazy great career out of it, like Markiplier or any one of those guys. But I'm not. I'm just some scrub lord. Frankly, I do YouTube to kill time, and often because people at this point want to see videos from me. If it ever tapered off and people were not interested, I'd probably just totally fuck off into the sunset. Just like John Wayne with the weird sideways walk and everything.
Let me give you an image.
It's a cliche, but it's an image. John Wayne.
Oh, God. Couldn't we start with someone easier?
Come on, you're a big fan. He's got a very distinctive walk. Very easy to imitate, and if anyone was a man. All right, now try it. Just get off your horse and head into the saloon. Nice touch.
Howdy, man. No good?
Actually, it's perfect. I just never realized John Wayne walked like that.
I don't know if you've seen John
That's
Wayne
amazing.
walk.
I have. It's amazing. I'm totally picturing that right now. Ranger wants to know what your thoughts on Triumph Bonnevilles are.
I think that's a motorcycle, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Let's double check. Because I haven't really been keeping
Well,
up
at least
with Triumph at all.
is.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the Bonneville looks like.
Let's put that here. Huh. It looks like a cruiser type of bike. If you're into cruisers, this looks pretty fucking sweet, honestly. It'd be like the type of bike I'd take and convert into a cafe racer to pick up hipster chicks.
Like a tour bike type thing?
Microphone
No,
activated.
a tour bike is... What's a tour? Isn't a tour bike that really big one that has the double seats?
Right, like a Goldwing.
Yeah, I think that's a tour or something. I wouldn't want to ride one of those ugly ass fucking things.
Hey now.
Nothing personal to anybody. It's just not for me. It's like I want to be on a vehicle that if I want to get out of the way of a woman doing her makeup in a car, which happens quite often, I can do it real quickly.
I get that. Savage Meme wants to know if you were given $1 million, how much of it would you spend on hookers and blow?
You see, here's a rub Savage meme. You get $1 million, immediately invest in Nvidia and AMD. I'm gonna have my money working for me. I might even invest a little bit in Bitcoin, and then the revenue I make off of that will go to the hookers and blow fund. Even $1 million could net you like a few grand a month in interest from a bank, though you don't really want to have your $1 million in one bank because if that bank goes belly up, they technically never really have all that money there. So let's say your bank goes to shit house and you're like, well, I'm going to withdraw my $1 million now. And they'll go, we're sorry, we can only give you $250,000. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Where's the rest of my money? And they're like, sucks to suck, faggot. Welcome to America. The big banks run everything.
Yep.
So basically, hold on to your money, live off the interest, use that for hookers and blow. But frankly, if you got $1 million, you can get on Tinder and let chicks know you have $1 million. Now you're getting free chicks with your blow. You've just circumvent paying the hooker by just getting blow because, let's face it, cocaine is like catnip for attractive chicks. I don't know why, but it is. If you got cocaine and you're at a party, attractive girls just come out of nowhere. Then you'll definitely be getting some action, and it only costs you the blow. God, I'm a fucked up
legit.
human.
Nah. So your disciple Pixel would like to know if he's a good boy. Or she.
I
But
think,
I'm gonna put it out there and say he.
yeah, definitely Pixel. A lot of people like that comment. Pixel made the Discord, so he's the one responsible for all of this.
There you go. So is he a good boy?
Oh, yes, definitely. Fantastic.
All right. All right. 000C10 wants to know if your puppet is your lover.
It seems
Is Billy your lover?
Hell no. Billy, although he is the amalgamation of the consul peasant, I don't think he's a homosexual. I haven't thought that far into his character.
Reaper Grims wants to know, have you ever whoa, wait a second. Have you ever
Kamehameha fapped yourself to Dragon Ball Z.
porn?
I came up with that bit. I should copyright
How
it.
does that go?
What?
How do you say that?
Kamehameha?
Kamehameha.
It was
What is
because
that?
this the key blast Goku throws. When I was doing the review of the Dragon Ball Z Super game, I took the Billy puppet and simulated the puppet jerking itself off to Dragon Ball Z.
That's amazing.
So, no, I didn't even know Dragon Ball Z porn existed.
Wait, what is the rule? Clanky,
Rule-
what's the rule?
Rule 34. I
Rule
forgot.
34. Yep.
I don't know. I don't know why you'd look for Dragon Ball Z porn when there's just plenty of delicious lesbian porn out there to be hunted for. It's your job to find it.
Apparently, Dragon Ball Z is a very large in that Rule 34 world.
I'm not even,
DBZ is a very big one, apparently.
yeah, not even going to look after seeing the Rule 34 DSP stuff. Don't care
Let's
to
not
find
even
out.
discuss them, but it is pretty funny. Sex Toast wants to know where's Mom.
She is somewhere watching Korean dramas, most likely. Sitting in her bedroom, rarely ever leaving the rest of the house. And that's that.
All right, Zach back 99. Does your cat have work for me?
Smokey is currently on strike. He is very upset with the existence of the puppy, and he lets me know about it every chance he gets. The second he sees me, he starts screaming at the top of his lungs. So Smokey has no work for anybody, including me. Unless you
Alright.
want to sit with him on a bench for hours on end, leering at a dog.
Just staring.
Exactly.
Street Fighter 88. The famous question, are traps gay?
If you're dressing like a woman to attract men, that's definitely 100% gay. I don't care what anybody says. If you're tricked into believing a trap is really a woman, frankly, it doesn't work on me. I'm telling you it doesn't. I could spot a transsexual from a mile away. It's one of the few skills I have. And how Geralt of Rivia can like spot herbs off in the distance, I can go, that's a man. She's got a dick. And as a wise man once said, there's no such thing as chicks with dicks, only dudes with tits. If you are attracted to a dude with tits, you might be pretty gay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to play with boobs while sucking a woman's penis, if you want to put it that way, that's fine. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you happy. Because one day you're going to be old, you're going to be broken, and there's going to be a dog eating the wires to a 4K monitor. And you have to ask yourself, where did it all go wrong? But at least I got to suck that attractive woman's dick in the summer of '89.
Pixel, your disciple, again, wants to know when was the last time you smashed Zill?
If you mean smashed, like as in I killed him, shot him, or blew him up, I don't know, last stream. If you mean smash is in some sort of gay way, as much as Zill fucks around, he's not gay as far as I know. But his love for sausage is fairly suspect.
That is pretty accurate. Sex Toast says, are you going to cherry pick these questions?
Why the hell would I? What if I got to gain from cherry picking questions? I'm not lying as tech tips yet. I haven't reached that point. Wait till I hit 6 million subs. Then I can cherry pick questions. Oh, that'll be the day. Like this interview would be conducted. I'd have to fire D-Girl. Wouldn't be anything personal. But I'd have to have it conducted by this cute little chick who used to be on the Disney Channel. I can't remember the fuck her name was. Oh my god, I gotta find this history. This chick is a fucking mess, but she is hot. And she shows her tits on Snapchat, apparently.
Oh, who's this?
I can't remember her name. I came across it by chance looking for something else while working on the video. I'll never
right.
find her now. Let's see, Gout. That was in my search. Let's see.
Fuck. I'm gonna kill whoever brought up that Rule 34 shit.
It was Zill.
It was
Zill.
wasn't it?
He supplied the links. I'll never
God
find
damn
her.
it, I think Clanky did too.
I hear it tinging off, so it's got to be Clanky.
Me too, yeah. Oh no.
Hottest Disney girl's gone wild. Selena Gomez. No, it's not her. Ashley Tyson. Thank you, Clanky. Vanessa Hudgens. Nope. It's the one who showed her tits on Snapchat. Britney Spears. Nope. And she's covered in tattoos. Her hair is black.
Is she
looks.
hot?
Yeah, Bella Thorne. I think that's her. Let's see. Yep, she is a mess. That's the type of girl I go for.
I need to Google her.
I wouldn't mind Googling her myself.
Bella Thorne?
It's gotta be it.
Is that her name?
Yeah, it's like in the little thing. Now, let's see. Who
Images.
the fuck is... That's what I Googled last time. Here we go.
I don't see any tattoos on this girl.
Oh, these aren't recent.
Okay.
Now I gotta find it. God fucking damn it. Might have to type in showed boobs on Snapchat. This looks like a totally
Do
different
it.
chick.
Yeah, it's probably not her.
Boobs on Snapchat. Fuck! Nope, that's not the right chick. I thought
All
it
right.
was. Oh, well, we'll have to move on.
We'll go back to that. Zachback99 wants to know if you've ever heard of a person called Jordan Peterson.
Who is that?
Let's see. I see Jordan Peterson is a Canadian clinical psychologist, cultural critic, and professor of psychology at the University of Toronto. Is there someone else, or is this the person he's speaking of?
The face looks familiar. I wonder if he's one of those British guys that constantly fight with those really religious people.
Could be.
Then there's a possibility I saw something of him, but not 100% sure, to be honest.
Maybe, Zach, you'll have to get back to us in the questions section once you figure out or verify which Jordan
Apparently
Peterson
he
you're speaking of.
did a video debating the gender pay gap, so I'll have to check that out later.
Yeah, it might be.
It's definitely not something, yeah.
All right, David of Breath wants to know what you would do for a half-moldy Klondike bar.
Absolutely nothing, because I've learned my lesson from the free chicken.
Villagers Unite. Is Metal Gear Survive your game of the year?
If Konami pays me, yes. But since they're not putting any money in my pocket, it's a piece of shit.
Max P/Burst wants to know, is Panda Express a good first date to take a college girl on?
Yes. Young chicks for some reason love Panda Express. I don't fucking know why. Darn,
Sex
take me
toast.
to Panda Express. I'm like, why would I take you to Panda Express? I'm going to take you to a real Asian restaurant that actually has Asian people serving us the food. Granted, they're Chinese, pretending to be Japanese, but I'm just going to ignore they're speaking Mandarin. Eat your sushi.
Sex Toast wants to know, have you ever considered bridge life, and have you ever ate anything out of a dumpster?
Bridge life sounds like living under a bridge.
I'm pretty sure that's what he's going for here.
Yeah, I found a dead guy under a bridge once when I was like a teenager. This is way back in the beyond times. When I was younger, I used to look for adventure with me and my gaggle of friends. We saw that movie Stand By Me too much, and we assumed maybe we can find something cool walking train tracks. Yeah, we did. A fucking dead person. And the guy froze to death, obviously. And all that was left of him was his little fire pit and his pornography. So we're looking at it, and at first it was a rock and roll magazine, but then they were like pages that were stuck together. So Danny pulled them open, and he go, "Yo, dude," because Danny liked to act black. I don't know why, but he did. "Yo, dude, this is some pornography." This is as black as I can get. I apologize. It sounded like an Italian kid. I'm like, Danny acted black.
It almost sounded like fucking Mickey Mouse, dude.
Oh, sorry. So it was Mickey
But that's
Mouse going through pornography with me. And we're looking at it, and I'm like, dude, these pages are stuck together. And David's like, well, man, I guess he had one last wank before he died. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's what they call the last ride. And then Danny's like, I'm taking this with me. And I'm like, no, Danny, you can't steal the guy's fucking pornography. And what type of person steals a dead man's porn that he jizzed on? On top of that, what are you going to do, jizz on the pages too? Continue the tradition? There's only so long that you could jizz the pages before they rip apart and you can't even see the girl's nipples anymore. Point being, yeah, no bridge life. I would dumpster dive behind GameStop because they usually have games that are in working order, and I'd sell them at a pawn shop to get some money.
Have you ever eaten out of a dumpster?
Oh, eating out of it? Hell no.
All right, there we go. Villagers Unite wants to know if you're ever going to answer these God tier questions.
I think we've already answered that question.
I think we
With
have.
God tier answers.
Zach wants to know, are you going to stream soon?
And we streamed that night. Or day.
Sexto says, if you were gay and had to bang some dude, who would it be?
Even
Remember,
Chi-Chi didn't like
you're
it.
into dudes, so it wouldn't make sense for them to be feminine.
How does that work? I mean, if
I
that,
don't know.
how does that work? Do you know how many camp gay men are running around that sound and act like women? I was at Panera Bread recently, and I swear to God, I thought it was a woman talking to me in the fucking little thingy. All right, I got you, man. Well, obviously, that sound, it was a woman's sound. I can't recreate the sound of a woman's voice. But you sit there going, this chick has a sultry voice. I think it's time she met the coolest dude in town, at least in a 2-mile radius. Turns out she's a dude. Is a fucking guy who ironically had more facial hair than me, which really pissed me off. You know, how could you have this woman's voice but have that facial hair? You know what the fuck is wrong with genetics? They say God doesn't make mistakes. I have proof he does it every day. I should have that facial hair. It should be me. I should be able to grow my Jesus beard so I could go into phase 3 of my YouTube career, where I pretend to be like Jesus. It's working for Russell Brand. I figured it would work for me.
Holy
So
fuck.
point being, you know, this guy sounds like a woman. He's got teal nails. I don't even know why he didn't even shave. Like, if you're going to sound like a woman, at least make yourself, you know, clean. It's like a twink voice. If you're a guy and you're into men but not feminine men, it doesn't make sense, because then the whole twink genre of the gay culture wouldn't exist. RuPaul's Drag Race, a perfect example. Frankly, I can't even answer this. I can't answer this question because I can't fathom myself being gay. I mean, believe me, I've thought about the gay lifestyle numerous times. Just the good parts, you know, where there's no woman nagging you. You know, there's no woman taking your money. There's no woman blaming you for her, you know, emotional instability. You know, all you do is you drink, you have some dancing, and the prohibitive standards of hygiene. No, definitely not. Definitely not. I can't figure it out. I can't think of a guy I'd want to bang. I can't think of myself in the gay lifestyle. I can think of myself hanging out in gay places. I've done that tons of times. I've done it by mistake. I've been in gay bars chasing women. I wonder if they were gay. But then why would they hang out in that gay bar? It's all men. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe they're just looking for a best friend.
I doubt that. The gay bar I ended up in, D-Girl, was like... All right, you remember Frankie Goes to Hollywood?
Yep.
The relaxed video where... Yeah, it was that.
Oh.
I went in there and I ended up in Frankie Goes to Hollywood. All right, there's like guys in like full leather regalia and they're hairy with their nipples pierced. Gay porn everywhere. Not just any gay porn squared. This porn was so gay, John Waters would blush. And it was on the ceilings, it was on the walls. The only thing that didn't have gay porn on it was mirrors, and even then there were dicks on it. I don't know where I'll go with this story. I'm having like an existential crisis, maybe.
That's okay. So let's change this around a little bit. Who do you think is the sexiest man alive right now?
I'm going to have to go with myself. I saw this bastard in the mirror. That downtrodden, beaten look really works for me.
Perfect. Rainans wants to know, did you ever play a Souls game, and have you ever beat one?
I came close to playing Demons. No, not playing. I came close to beating Demon Souls when it came out on PlayStation. I was on the last boss, and then me and my girlfriend at the time went out and bought Skyrim. And then we just played that shit like crazy and didn't even bother finishing Demon Souls. And currently, there is Dark Souls playthrough that I'm doing with Zill. I think we stopped at 6 or 7 because we didn't play it again. I think we might go back to it. We've been considering streaming ourselves playing it live. I don't know if people like that or not. It'd be a fuck fest.
I think that'd be a good idea, actually. Salty wants to know, are there any books you would recommend?
Lies My Teacher Told Me. That's a good one. 48 Laws of Power. 33
that's
Strategies
Brad's
of
favorite.
War.
Yep, another one.
The Untold History of the United States. A Picture of Dorian Gray. Fight Club. Definitely Fight Club.
Is that a good book?
Yes, the book is better than the movie. Far better.
Aren't they usually always?
Yeah.
Andy wants to know how he can become a staff member on this server.
I guess we could always make a staff member section. I don't know what power we give to staff members.
We'll look into that, Salty. Wolfpack 304, Rainbow Six Siege? Question mark?
I know Zill said something about playing it again. I haven't played it since like we got destroyed last
that
time
was
goofing
awful.
around. Yeah, because I got a new keyboard and I got a new mouse. Nothing is calibrated to each game. That's the one good thing I'll say about Logitech. I had every game calibrated the way I wanted. I was ashamed of myself, in all honesty.
Fappy wants to know what you think of Warframe.
I know I have a lot of friends that love that game. Love it. And it seems to be the only way microtransactions are being done right currently. It's a free-to-play game where the microtransactions aren't intrusive. You have all the ability to unlock everything on your own. Warframe seems to be doing it right. If AAA wants to continue with what they're doing, maybe they need to learn something from Warframe, which they won't. So, sucks to suck, I guess.
Yeah. Street Fighter 88 wants to know. Now, I think this one's going to be a simple yes or no question. If Ubisoft wanted to endorse you, would you accept?
Are they paying me?
Yes, they would be paying you.
That's a tough one. Because my integrity says I should say no. But the fact that I've been eating food that makes me shit like a super soaker. I mean, in order for me to be endorsed by them, they'd have to put out something that wasn't bad recently. Chuchi, why are you eating your food bowls? What is this madness?
Does Chuchi have a plastic food bowl?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with metal now.
You are.
You little monster. Did you eat that piece of plastic? Why?
Check.
Why?
Czechoslovakia wants to know, if EA offered you a metric fuck ton of hookers and blow to say nice things about them, would you do it?
Every man has his price.
David of Breath, besides hookers and blow, what is the meaning of life?
I mean, all I have to do is say something nice. I could say something nice. For EA, if I was getting hookers and blow, and technically it wouldn't be a lie and I didn't besmirch myself or my character. Battlefield looks great. It just plays like shit. Battlefront 2 looks amazing. There's just a lot of continuity errors, shitty microtransactions, and a very, very shitty skill gap that basically makes the game not worth playing for anyone that actually wants to get invested. But don't let that stop you. They sent me hookers and blow.
That's a win-win.
Exactly. Somebody's getting something good.
All right. David of Breath says, besides hookers and blow, what's the meaning of life?
Oh, that's easy. The meaning of life is, in all extensive purposes, what you can derive from it. And the meaning of life can greatly vary upon the person and their experiences. And from that, I say that your experiences shape who you are and who you will become, and that, in turn, will be your meaning. Whether you find some sort of solace in the kindness you can give to others, or whether your existence is basically you love heroin and you have to have heroin and fuck everybody else. I'd say that's the meaning. It is hard to really have any perception other than that, in my opinion, because it's so wide and varied. A bird has the perspective of seeing the world completely different than an ant. You know, the ant only sees the ground in front of it, knows predators that are looking to eat it, while a bird soars over the skies freely, depending on the area. But we'll just pretend that it's a good area without like hawks or eagles that prey on smaller birds. And what I mean by that is someone who was born privileged with a semi-decent life. And privilege could be anything from monetary wealth or spiritual and emotional wealth. And I say spiritual and emotional wealth are better than monetary wealth on some levels. Because you could be rich and still be miserable. But happiness, in all honesty, is something that is so hard to come by in this day and age. It eludes so many. Especially when there's a small dog who keeps eating plastic. Chuchi's happiness is the plastic bowl. Not only does it provide food, but it's a great chew toy.
She tends to eat anything that is not a chew toy.
Yeah.
Sextos wants to know if you like punk rock.
I was never that into punk, in all honesty. And it's kind of weird to see, you know, Johnny Rotten, you know, the poster boy of punk, you know, the king of being anti-establishment and all this other stuff, now talking about how insane kids are today with their pornography. It's just like, man, how things have changed.
Clanky just sent me a message, and I think this is pretty damn accurate. Back to the previous question, what the meaning of life is, he said it's much better to find contentment than it is to find happiness.
Well, that works too.
I
But
agree
if
100%
you're broke and
with
miserable, money doesn't hurt.
that. Naif wants to know, number one, at Crossbone Gundam, why the name at It's a Gundam? Number two, is the intro song broken hearts are to blame?
Yes, for number two. And the Crossbone Gundam, I just felt like a chibi Gundam head. I thought it was funny and interesting looking, and I said, this would make a good moniker for me. And I just went with it, even though I never really watched the Crossbone Gundam anime.
Street Fighter 88 would like your thoughts on Chester from Linkin Park Suicide.
I was never really a fan of Linkin Park. Never. I like their songs are okay. I think they had one I could relate to, kind of, but you know, the whole sort of rock thing never correlated with me. Probably because I felt that whole genre killed what was left of the good guitar player. You know, instead of getting a cool solo, you heard like, what was it? You know, the weird beeps and squeaks and the scratching of vinyl records. I'm like, man, what I wouldn't do to hear a solo from Jake E. Lee. So that never really pertained to me. As far as Chester killing himself, I swear, I think I talked about this on my podcast a while ago when Chris Cornell was dead too. I think, you know, maybe Chester and Chris Cornell were gay. And I know that's a huge jump. But what man would kill himself over another man dying? You know? Like if Zill died tomorrow, if he dropped dead, you know, trying to drift a minivan or something in a turn, I would go, it's tragic. But he died as he lived. A fucking douchebag. And you gotta respect it. I wouldn't kill myself like a month later because Zill was dead. I would keep going. Like, if Zill died, it'd be like the cat dying. Like, that's unfortunate. It's gonna be a rough few days. I don't know how D-Girl's gonna manage without somebody insulting her aim.
That's pretty funny.
So, the fact that Chester iced himself over Chris Cornell really makes me think there had to be something going on between them. Because I've known a lot of men that killed themselves over women. And I've only known one man who killed himself over another man, and he was pretty gay.
Debo1249 wants to know, how's it gaining?
How's it gaining? What's that?
I really
how's it
don't
gaining?
know.
Oh, yeah, you're right, gaining.
What is that?
We're going to have to Google that. That sounds like a hip-hop term, and I'm a little slow
Planks,
on those.
gaining? Anything? Marcinko? Gaining?
If I don't know, how would Brad know? 20 reasons for fast weight gain. Yeah. Got me there. Maybe gaining is some sort of term for how's it hanging or kicking or flavor or whatever.
Yeah, probably. Possibly. Debo, let us know.
Maybe.
Villager.
I'll just say it's gaining as the dog is chewing plastic shit. My dinner was pretty ass. I can't even remember what the fuck I ate. Oh, some burnt ham. That's what I had. Real burnt ham. It was so burnt the ham felt like I was lacerating my throat. For a second there, I had to check the salad because I thought I was eating glass. That's how burnt the ham was.
Oh, that's what you were talking about. Clanky would like to know if you ate a super soaker if it was ass.
Nope.
Villagers Unite wants to know, if you were younger, would you ever consider banging cougars?
You still bang cougars now. Like I was checking out some older women in their mid-40s looking for action, but usually they always want you to help them with a cuckold fantasy in their husband.
Oh, dear.
Hell, even when I was younger, I was dating chicks older than me. It's on rare occasions I date a woman younger than me. Like when I was 17, I was dating like a 27-year-old. Let's see. When I was, 25, I was dating a woman who was like 37, 38. A little crazy, but hot as hell.
All right. Weebcat King says, if I wait till the next gen of GPUs, how hard would it be to find a decent gaming laptop with decent power, a touchscreen, an optical drive at a reasonable price, or should I not even consider a laptop to get into PC gaming? I know GPU mining fucks prices at this point, so building is a questionable endeavor.
Well, that is a great point, Weeb Cat King. My suggestion would be the second graphics cards, the new ones hit the market, don't think, just buy. Because you're going to have to beat the miners. As far as laptops, a good laptop with everything that was just described would be at least $2,000 or more. That's just how it rolls. And a touchscreen to boot, you're going to be spending some coin on that, to be honest. I wish you luck in finding it.
At that point, it really is less expensive to just build, even with the price of the graphics cards these days.
Well, if he gets like a graphics card as soon as they hit the market at retail price, he'll be fine. If you make your priority getting the graphics card first now, you could be fine. Like, even I found a 1080 Ti at retail. It just happened at 4 in the morning, and I don't even know what the fuck I was doing. I like woke up because the damn animals are fighting in my bed. There's a race war going on. Before you know it, an animal gets thrown in your face all hard. You get all scratched up, and it's like, what the fuck, man? I guess I may as well get the fuck up. Then I was just looking on Newegg for something else, and I saw that those were in stock, and I figured, I better get one now, because who knows when the next cards are launching. According to the recent rumors at the time where Nvidia was going to wait till mining died down, but I don't think that's true. Oh, well, enough of that bullshit story.
All right, and to wind down these wonderful questions of this week, Street Fighter 88 wants to know what your ethnicity is.
In all honesty, I'm more Spanish than anything. But I've got legal papers saying 30% Native American, so now the government may owe me money. And if you don't think I'm not going to collect on that shit, you got another thing coming. I'm going to put on all my Native American jewelry, going to put some feathers in my hair and shit.
Go get him.
I want mini wampum.
We're going to have to rename you.
You know what, is it going to be Dances with Douchebags in honor of Zill?
Absolutely.
Oh, what do you want, Chuchi? Where's your little
I'm
toy?
sure Clanky could come up with something good for that. We'll have to ask him on that.
Oh, we've gone through all the questions. It took longer than I assumed it would.
Finally got through them.
Probably
How long
because
did it take?
Probably a while. I don't know. When did we start?
I'm not sure.
Oh, well, there goes the password to the room. I was like, what?
Yes, there is.
I got all confused for a minute there.
Let's see.
Yeah, we probably started around 9, so it was just an hour then.
Yeah, probably. Not too bad.
Well, that should
There's a
do
lot
it.
of good questions, guys.
A lot of odd answers. Too many points where I've just displayed my ADHD in 4K, apparently.
That's fabulous. I still don't really get it, but you know what?
We'll pretend that we get it.
All right. Sounds good.
What the fuck is this? What do I get up before I get down mean? I have to know, please. What does I get up?
What?
It's something a girl just sent me. She needs help figuring out. It's probably something her stoner boyfriend said to her. It's like, I don't have the energy to figure out your life or relationship. I told you, only bother me when it's important. From now on, that's the rule. If it doesn't get me paid or laid, I don't care. Why
All
give
right.
100% when 30% can get you paid and laid? That's another good quote for the children.
That's a great time to end the stream.
Exactly.